Hello, Gigglers. Welcome back to another episode of Giggles and Glutes. My name is Danae.
And I'm Zoe.
And just before we get started and we jump straight into this, Zoe and I did our first live last night on YouTube. And I think it's safe to say that both of us were kind of nervous wrecks before we went live, but it actually turned out to be really nice. I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. And we definitely want to do it again. So stay tuned to our Instagram or check the community tab on YouTube. And to the audio listeners, if you were looking for the episode on Monday and you were like, where is the episode from Monday? You can find it on YouTube, so you can go and check it out there. We did not go live on Monday like that I said. We only went live on yesterday. So if you want to go and check that episode out, please do that. And it was just a live Q&A where a lot of the listeners could send in their questions, and most people did via Instagram. So yeah, if you want to get connected to us and be more up to date with what's happening, definitely give us a follow on Instagram.
Please do. Today we are diving into a topic that I think is something that everybody wonders about, and that is your metabolism. And a lot of questions around this. What is it? Why is it important? How do I make it work? And why does it need to work? So we're going to be talking about 5 metabolism lies keeping you from reaching your goals. So I don't know if you ever feel like you are doing everything right, you're eating clean, you are hitting the gym consistently, but the number on the scale just refuses to budge, and you're like, what's happening? I don't understand what's happening.
Or maybe you feel like your body is actively working against you, and that no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to get the results that you're seeking or that you are working towards.
Yeah. So basically we want to say that what if we told you that feeling is not your fault, that actually that you have been following a set of rules based on a whole bunch of myths, and that this advice might be the very thing that is actually sabotaging your progress.
Yeah, for sure. But before we get into that, before we start busting any of those myths, let's quickly define what metabolism is, because so many people are like, my metabolism is slow, my metabolism is not working or whatever. And most people just think that it's just how fast your body burns calories. But it's so much more and so much more complicated than that.
Yeah, for sure. Your metabolism is the sum of the chemical reactions that convert your food into energy. So basically it fuels absolutely everything: your breathing, your thoughts, your heartbeat, your cell repair. And if you think about it, it's your body's engine, and it always is running. It never rests. It's constantly going.
Yeah. But there are so many lies out there about how to boost that engine, how to get the turbo engine, how to get the GTI engine. You know? You've probably heard you need to eat 6 meals a day to keep it rolling, to keep it going. Don't let your energy drop or anything like that.
Or you've even been warned that eating anything after 7 p.m. is a one-way ticket to gaining weight, which I'm sure a lot of us have heard before.
Yes, yes. And you've almost definitely been told that endless hours on the treadmill are the only way that you're going to lose fat. The only way.
But what if that advice isn't just outdated? What if it is the very thing holding you back?
It's true. A massive study in the Journal of Science completely changed our understanding of how metabolism works, and it looked a little something like this. The data from over 6,600 people from babies to 95-year-olds.
Wow.
And what it found was mind-blowing. It showed that so much of the common wisdom we follow is built on a foundation of sand, like quicksand.
So in this video, we are breaking down the 5 biggest metabolism lies that are keeping you stuck, frustrated, and miles away from your goals.
And we're going to replace them with science-backed strategies that will finally give you back the control, unlock more energy, and give you the results you've been working so hard for.
And if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and start understanding how exactly your body really works, then keep watching. Okay, so line number 1 is that eating small, frequent meals boosts your metabolism. So let's kick things off with one of the biggest myths in fitness is the idea that you have to eat small meals, frequent meals to stoke the metabolism's furnace. And the logic seems to make sense if we think about it. So digesting food takes energy, which is called the thermic effect of food, or the TEF. I was going to say TGIF. The TEF.
But it is TGIF. Exactly. So the theory is that by eating every few hours, you're constantly feeding that fire and turning your body into a calorie burning machine. You see it in diet plans, bodybuilders swear by it, but the science shows it's just not true.
And this has been completely debunked. So yes, your body uses calories for digestion, but the total thermic effect is tied to the total amount of calories you eat all day, not how many meals you split into them. So let that sink in for a second. It's the total amount of calories you eat all day, not how many meals, like how many of those you split through your meals.
Yeah, and let's make that super simple. Example, if you eat 2,000 calories a day, the thermic effect is about 10%, meaning you'll burn around 200 calories just from digestion. So the science is clear. It makes no difference if you get 200 calorie burn from 6 small meals or 3 larger ones. It just doesn't matter. It depends on how you prefer to eat your meals, to eat your meat.
So they've even run studies where people live in metabolic chambers. They have them eat the same total amount of calories, but one group gets 3 meals and another group gets far more. And the results are zero difference in total energy burn. So your body cares about the total work overload and not how many small jobs you give it, really.
So where do you think this myth came from, hey?
I think it's partly a misunderstanding of the TEF, and partially because some people eating more often helps control their hunger. So if you get ravenous and then overeat, smaller planned meals can be a great psychological tool, actually.
Yeah, keyword being psychological. It's a behavioral benefit, not a metabolic one. It just means that they found a strategy to control the calories, which is what truly matters for weight management.
Yeah, exactly. So the real needle mover isn't meal frequency. It's what's in your meals. And the most powerful tool for boosting that is your thermic effect of food is protein.
Yes, and that is the real secret. Protein has a much higher thermic effect. Your body uses 20 to 30% of the calories from protein just to digest it.
Wow.
That's like double the amount from any other food. Compare that to 5 to 10% for carbs and only 0 to 3% for fats.
That is crazy.
Like almost no thermic effect from fats.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the strategy isn't just to watch the clock and force feed yourself. It's to make sure that you are actually eating enough protein in a schedule that actually works for you.
Yeah, and that's why we always say eat your protein on your plate first, then your carbs, and then your fats.
Yeah.
So that if you are full by the time you get to your carbs or your fats, then you've already eaten your protein and then you've already gotten the effects or the benefits of that 20 to 30% thermic effect that we are ultimately looking for.
Yeah.
And 2 meals, 3 or 5, it's just your preference. And if you are looking or seeking for a dietary plan, it's always nice if someone or me, I would ask like, how frequent do you want to eat? Because not everybody wants to be having 6 meals, 3 meals and two snacks and you must eat all of it. No, even when I do set out the plan in that way, I don't make people feel that they have to consume every meal that's on there, because if you're not hungry, then you're not hungry. Please don't eat if you're not hungry, but it's time to eat. That's not how it works. Sorry, that's a side ramble. So just hit your calorie and protein goals for the day and you'll be fine. Stop following a rigid schedule based on a myth and start focusing on the content of your meals. That's how you take back control.
Exactly.
And then lie number 2 is eating late at night will make you fat. And okay, this one feels like a law of nature. Don't eat after 7 p.m. The time might change, but the belief is the same. And technically, like me, in end of October in Germany, we will go 1 hour behind. So then what is that for me then? So then to me, technically it's 6 o'clock, So it's just, if you put it in that logic, it's actually crazy. Calories eaten at night don't just magically turn to fat because your metabolism is like, my shift has ended. I need to get home. That's just not how it works. Like my kids are waiting for me.
And if you think about it, it actually sounds plausible. It's like you're winding down, you're not running a marathon, but this is another huge lie that creates so much unnecessary guilt. And its core weight management is about energy balance. A calorie is a unit of energy, and your body doesn't own a watch that changes how it handles that energy after dark. The same principle applies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That doesn't change.
And it all comes down to your total calories in versus total calories out over the 24-hour period. If you're in a calorie deficit for the day, your body is not going to store your 9 p.m. snacks as fat.
100%.
Imagine. It needs that energy. What you ate throughout the entire day is what counts. Now, to be fair, in relation to this, it's still not good to eat that late because having food in your stomach that late, it affects your sleep. That would be the only factual reason why you shouldn't eat so late, because then your body's trying to digest the food. But you actually need to try and get to sleep, and you might wake up feeling a little bloated or whatever. You're sleeping and your body can't really digest the food effectively. So that would be my only reason why I would say try not to eat too late all the time. But with regards to your metabolism...
So why does this myth refuse to die? And why do some people actually lose weight when they try it? This is like common questions.
I think it has nothing to do with metabolic magic and everything to do with cutting out mindless late night snacking. For most of us, that's not a planned meal. It's boredom-fueled grazing on ice cream and chips or biscuits. Setting a cutoff time just accidentally eliminates a window where most people tend to overeat just naturally. The weight loss just comes from the calorie reduction, not necessarily the timing. It's not necessarily because you stopped eating after 9 that you lost the weight. No, it's because you stopped eating those extra calories after 9. That's why you lost the weight.
But there's where it gets more nuanced. There is a fascinating research on your body's internal clock and our circadian rhythm. A 2022 study in Cell Metabolism had people eat the same meals, but one group ate them 4 hours later in the day.
And guess the results? Completely striking. The late eaters felt hungrier. Their calorie burn actually slowed down. And they even had changes in their fat tissue that promoted more fat storage.
So Were we wrong? Not exactly. And what this research really shows is how our eating patterns can influence our hunger hormones. So eating late might make you hungrier the next day, causing you to actually eat more. And I'm sure all of us have experienced this. Plus, a huge meal right before bed can destroy your sleep, like Zoe mentioned earlier. And we know that poor sleep is a metabolism killer.
The real takeaway isn't to fear food after dark. It's to actually align your eating with your body's natural rhythms and to protect your sleep. The practical advice is this: try to eat most of your calories when you are active and opt for a lighter meal if it's close to bedtime. If you find it's close to bedtime or you got home late from work on this day, but you still need to eat something, then have something that's packed with protein.
Yeah.
For my South African girlies or people who get a chicken, get a whole chicken at Woolies. Go on the lazy girl diet, you know. Whole chicken, tuna, boiled eggs, all of these stuff. Cook it on a Sunday, keep biltong, keep it in your fridge so that when you do come home late, or when you do feel like you really have to eat late, that you have protein or food that's high in protein.
Okay, let's get into the third one. So endless cardio is the key to a fast metabolism. Basically is my thoughts. So walk into any gym and you'll see a row of people grinding away on the treadmill and the ellipticals for an hour or more. We've always seen this. We walk into the gym and there's even sometimes a queue for cardio. And the conventional wisdom is simple. To lose fat, you have to do tons and tons of cardio. People preach this.
And this is one of the most insufficient or inefficient and frustrating lies in fitness. Because cardio is great for your heart, and it burns calories while you're doing it, but it's not the key to building a faster metabolism for the long term.
Yeah, so here's the truth. The single most powerful thing you can do to boost your long-term metabolism is to build and maintain muscle through strength training. So if we think about it, the biggest part of your metabolism is about 60 to 70% is your basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR. And that's the energy your body burns just to basically stay alive.
Yeah, and one of the biggest drivers of your BMR is muscle mass. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories just by existing. Fat tissue, on the other hand, is not. Pound for pound, muscle burns way more calories at rest than fat.
Yeah.
That's why you'll find that as soon as you start exercising, as soon as you start building or getting more muscle mass, you are hungrier. You are hungrier than what you were before, because those muscles, they want protein.
Yeah, exactly. And when you only do like steady state cardio, you do burn some calories, but the moment you stop, that extra calorie burns drops off. So when you prioritize strength training, you're not just burning calories in the moment, you're building a bigger, more powerful metabolic engine. So adding muscle increases your BMR so you can burn calories 24/7 and even when you are sleeping. So lift the weights, and those 2 kg dumbbells don't count unless you're doing lateral raises. Please, honey.
I was just going to say on your flies, straight arm.
Then the 2 kgs count, but it's not heavy. 2 kgs is not heavy. Stop telling yourself that lie. I'm lifting weights, but the dumbbells are small.
Yes, plus we know our bodies are amazing. Your body is so smart. It adapts. If you do the same 45-minute jog every day, your body gets more efficient at doing the jog. It learns to do the same work with less amount of energy, so you burn fewer calories over time. This is the dreaded plateau so many people hit.
Yeah. And let's not forget the afterburn effect known as EPOC. Intense resistance training creates micro tears in your muscle that your body has to spend energy or calories repairing over the next 24 or 48 hours. So that afterburn is way more significant than what you get from just a slow jog.
Yeah, but now this doesn't mean that cardio is bad. We love our cardio, but the type of cardio matters. A smart approach is high intensity interval training or HIIT. We're talking short bursts of all out efforts followed by rest. HIIT is a quicker way and it generates a much bigger afterburn effect than steady state cardio.
Okay. So the real strategy is a shift in focus. So make strength training the foundation of your routine and aim for at least 2 to 4 sessions per week, standard.
And then you can sprinkle in 1 or 2 HIIT sessions and use low intensity activities like walking for recovery. Stop thinking of exercise as just a tool to burn calories right now.
Yeah.
Start seeing it as a way to build a more metabolically active body for life.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 more massive metabolism lies to bust, including one big one about supplements and aging. But first, we want to hear from you. Which of these myths have you fallen for? Was it the 6 meals a day rule or the fear of evening carb?
Let us know in the comments, because seriously, no judgment. We've all been tricked by this stuff. Sharing your experience helps everyone else realize that they aren't alone. And while you're down there, if you're getting value from this, a thumbs up would be amazing. It really helps get the science-backed info to more people.
Yeah.
Now for our last 2 myths. So, number 4, that metabolism boosting foods and supplements will melt the fat away. Oh, this one I hate the most, because this lie, this is the flashy promise of the multi-billion-dollar weight loss industry. I have something to share with you guys about that, but let me continue this first. It's the idea that you can pop a pill, drink a tea, get a jab, or eat a miracle food like cayenne pepper, or drink lemon juice, and your metabolism will magically fire up and just melt away all of that fat.
Yeah. So let's be brutally honest. It's a complete lie. There is absolutely no food, pill, or supplement that can meaningfully boost your metabolism enough to cause significant weight loss on its own. The effects are very tiny, they are temporary, and often they are totally unproven.
Yeah, so let's look at the science. Let's take spicy foods, for example. Yes, capsaicin can cause a tiny temporary bump in your metabolic rate, but we're talking about an effect that might help you burn an extra 10 to 20 calories. You can cancel that out with a single bite of a cookie. And let's be real, it's the same like nutmeg. You can get a psychedelic effect from nutmeg, but the amount of nutmeg that you have to consume in order to get the psychedelic effect, you just can't just consume that amount. And the same thing applies to all of these foods and stuff.
Yeah. So it's like trying to bail out of a sinking ship with a teaspoon. Like, just think about that. Your ship is sinking, and there's water in your boat, and you with a teaspoon trying to get the water out. So what about caffeine and green tea? They in almost every fat-burning supplement as stimulants, and they can temporarily increase your energy expenditure. But notice the key word there, slight and temporary. The effect diminishes as your body gets used to it, and it's never enough to cause real fat loss without a solid diet and an exercise plan.
Yes, and we actually spoke about this yesterday in the live, talking about having the right tools for the task at hand, not coming with a nail to chisel your mountain if you need a drill or if you need a chisel, So, and what's worse is that the supplement industry is notoriously underregulated. Companies make the wildest claims based on flimsy evidence. Most fat burner pills are just overpriced caffeine that can give you anxiety and jitters without any real fat loss benefits, and it's disgusting actually.
Yeah, and the truth is that the idea of a metabolism boosting food is a marketing gimmick designed to sell a shortcut that really doesn't exist, and you can't outsource the hard work to a pill. Realistically speaking, a healthy metabolism is the result of consistent and intelligent choices.
So please stop wasting your money and your hope and prayers on magic bullets.
Yeah.
The real strategy is focusing on fundamentals. Build your diet around whole foods with plenty of protein and fiber. Get in regular, challenging exercises. Lift heavy weights and get 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. And I'm saying 9 hours because based on new evidence and science, we know that women need at least an hour more than men. So forget the 7 to 8 hours, 7 to 9 hours if you are female.
Yeah. And also, instead of buying a bottle of fat burners, you can use that money on a good pair of walking shoes, a set of dumbbells, or high quality groceries, because the path to a healthy metabolism is not found in a bottle. It's forged by your daily choices. So choose wisely.
Yes, that is right up there.
Okay, the last one we're going to get in is that your metabolism plummets with age and you are doomed. So this might be the most discouraging lie of them all. It's the story that says that as soon as you hit 30 or 40, your metabolism just grinds to a halt, and it makes most people feel hopeless, like weight gain is inevitable.
Yeah, but what if that whole story is wrong? This is where that huge 2021 science study comes back in, because its findings were truly game-changing. After analyzing data from thousands of people, researchers found that when you account for body size, your metabolic rate stays incredibly stable through most of your adult life.
Yeah, and that's right. So from the age of 20 all the way to the age of 60, your metabolism does not meaningfully decline. It doesn't fall off a cliff at the age of 30 or then crash at the age of 40. And according to the data, a real slowdown doesn't even begin until after the age of 60. And even then, it's a very slow slide of less than 1% a year.
So the big question, tell us what's really going on. If our metabolism isn't self-destructing on our 40th birthday, why do so many of us gain weight as we get older? The answer isn't a mystery. It's about our lifestyle and gradual loss of muscle, a condition called sarcopenia.
Yeah. And as we age, our lives often get more sedentary. So demanding jobs and demanding family responsibilities automatically leads you to move less in your active life. So when you stop challenging your muscles, your body doesn't hold on to them. So if you're inactive, you can lose between 3 and 8% of your muscle mass every decade, starting as early as 30.
Yeah, and remember what we said, muscle is the engine of your metabolism. As you lose that metabolically active tissue, your BMR goes down with that. So if you're eating the same way you did in your 20s, but your metabolic engine is smaller, you end up in a calorie surplus. that is what leads to fat gain.
Yeah, and this should be the most empowering thing you hear all day. So I really hope it is. It means that you are not helpless. You are not a victim of your age. And that decline isn't guaranteed. It's largely preventable.
Preach. And you can fight back against muscle loss and maintain a powerful metabolism at any age. The strategy is simple. Prioritize strength training. Lifting weights sends the strongest signal to your body to build and retain muscle. And study shows that older adults who strength train can have the metabolic rates of people decades younger.
And you have to pair that with enough protein, which becomes even more critical for building muscle as you age. So you don't buy into the lie that your best physical years are behind you. Your metabolism isn't doomed by a birthday. It's shaped by your daily actions.
100%. So challenge your muscles, fuel your body properly, and stay active. You can have a strong, healthy metabolism throughout your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Your age is a number. Your age is just a number, but your lifestyle determines your metabolic future. And before we close off today, I just want to mention something in relation to the metabolism, is that Ozempic is actually being sued at the moment for multiple reasons. Yes. So some people are reporting gastroparesis, like stomach paralysis. Basically, they don't get the feeling to eat anymore. That feeling has completely gone away. So they just don't eat for days, or they will have like water or very, very light snacks. That's definitely not beneficial to their body because they're getting no energy in.
That is
and
bad.
Other people are reporting to have vision loss, some partially and some like complete. And then there's also people who are reporting to have gallbladder issues, pancreatitis, kidney damage, and even needed a colon removed in some cases. And so this is the result of abuse. When you're using something because, to be honest with you, you don't have diabetes, we need to come back to why this drug was made for. This drug was made for people who are suffering with diabetes. This drug was not intended for fat loss. It was then turned into fat loss because it was found to have fat loss benefits. And what did the social media influencers and everybody say? Get it, get it, get it. I'm so disgusted at Serena Williams right now. I don't know if you've seen it. She has a whole advert campaign out promoting a GLP-1. Why? Because her husband is an investor in a GLP-1 company. She has like a social media ad out, basically, of her injecting herself with this GLP-1, and then there's a quote from her, GLP-1 has changed my life, and whatever. She's always been fit. Yes. So it's insane.
That
so
is
please,
crazy.
Guys, when you decide to put these things into your body, make sure that this is the right decision for you.
Yeah.
Like, do lots and lots and lots and lots of research, and then research again.
Yes.
Because the effects of these things are lifetime afterwards.
And it's also,
and you can't go back.
You can't go back. And it's like, if you have a petrol car and a diesel car, you're not going to put the petrol in the diesel, and you're not going to put the diesel in the petrol because the car's not going to work. So if your body doesn't need certain things, then don't pump it in. Your body is so precious, and it's something that we should look after, and you're injecting things and taking all of these supplements that you don't actually need without understanding the long-term effects of it. And this is the thing, it's because everybody wants instant gratification. I want to go to the gym and I want to look good tomorrow. Like, remember the days when you used to ask yourself, what is your 6-month plan with your fitness journey? 6-month plan. Now it's what can I achieve in 4 weeks, in 5 weeks, 8 weeks? And like, how can you possibly, you're not going to put dirty water on your plant in order for it to grow. You're going to put fresh, clean water. So make the right choices, naturally do what you can. And if you need supplementation and you are lacking in certain things for your health or for whatever reason, then by all means, take the drugs, take the medication, the supplements, whatever you need. But if you don't, then I advise you to stick to it as naturally as possible, because everything comes back to bite you in the ass. And you don't want that when you're 50 years old, because in today's life, 50 is young. You know, the stats we read just now is like from the age of 30. Both you and I are in our 30s. Oh, that's wild to say.
Yeah. Oh.
But both of us are in our 30s. And I'm like, look at us. Do you know what I mean? For the most part, like longevity, naturally, eating well, training, drinking water, you know? So, yeah.
I spoke to a client the other day that she's not even doing this for 6 months now. And obviously she's a bit, not anymore, but like at this point when we were talking, she was a little demotivated because she hasn't been seeing any progress or very little progress and stuff. But even though there was no change in the actual weight on the scale, her muscle mass has been going up slightly and improved. And she still has so many habits that she needs to change.
Yeah.
So in the 6 months, when you decide, let's say, example, you are a beginner person, and you decide within the 6 months that you are now, let's say, 90 kilos and you want to be 80 kilos in 6 months' time. But you're not taking into account that you have never done this fitness thing before. You have never meal prepped before, gone to the gym properly, like minimum 2 to 3 times a week, minimum. That's not even enough to make the changes that you're wanting in 6 months. You have never made sure that you're getting enough sleep, that you're watching your stress. And now you have all of these new habits to learn. And not just to learn, to implement and make a part of your life now.
Yeah.
You can't do that in 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a minimum of 265 days to form a complex habit. Now, an easy habit you can do within the 21 days. You know, they say 21 days, change your life. Bullshit. Not if it's a complex habit. A complex habit means something that is really going to challenge you to change. Simple habit would be drinking more water. That's something you can do easy. You know, every day you set an alarm, make sure you drink your water. That's something easy. But a complex habit is like changing your eating or introducing workouts into your day that you didn't have, because now you have to make time for this extra thing that you don't have to do really with a simple habit. So these things take time. You need to give yourself at least 6 months to a year to see the change of the work that you've been putting in, because before that 6 months, it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And work at what you want. Consistently work at what you want. Even though after a week you weigh yourself and it's not what you thought or not what you wanted, go again.
Yeah.
Next week, go again.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. And this basically brings me to our recap on the truth. So a healthy metabolism is not built on tricks. It's built on 5 core principles. So first, meal timing is about preference and not magic. We're not magicians. Focus on the total calories daily and your proteins as well.
And second, a calorie is a calorie, day or night. The real keys are smart food choices, quality sleep, and not fearing food after 7 p.m.
Thirdly, strength training is king for long-term metabolic health. So build that muscle to create a bigger engine that burns more calories all day long.
Yes, and fourth, there are no magic pills, no shortcuts. So stop wasting money on fat burners and invest in what really works. Whole foods, consistent exercise, and good sleep. And if you're struggling, take that money that you are going to invest into supplements, pay a trainer.
Yeah.
You know, you can maybe get 2 or 3 sessions out of the money that you spend on supplements, and then you can repeat those workouts again on your own if you only have a limited amount of cash. But find other ways or better ways to invest that money.
And lastly, your metabolism does not crash with age. It adapts to your lifestyle. You have the power to fight off muscle loss and keep your metabolic rate humming for decades with strength training and proper nutrition.
So today, we want to let you know that you have so much more control than you've been led to believe. The power to build a stronger, more energetic body is right there in your hands. And it starts by you letting go of these lies. And it starts by letting go of these lies.
So if this video cleared things up for you, do us a huge favor and hit the subscribe button, and please turn on your notifications. We are dedicated to cutting through the noise and bringing you science-backed advice that actually helps you reach your goals.
And for your next step, check out the video on the screen after this. It goes deeper into how to build a workout plan that truly puts strength first. Thanks for watching,
and we'll see you next time.
Bye.